The story begins with a young couple, Matt and Nadia, moving into their new home. The house is in a secluded area, with no other homes or people around. Tired of the city noise, Matt and Nadia wanted a quiet place just like this, and Matt got this beautiful house for a very low price. When they get inside, the house is in terrible condition, looking like it's been empty for years. They start cleaning up, and Matt begins throwing junk out the window. While cleaning the kitchen, Nadia finds a dead bird. She takes it outside to bury it, but just then, Matt calls to her from the window above. Nadia looks up at Matt, and when she looks back down, the bird has vanished. This seems strange to Nadia, and she wonders where the bird suddenly disappeared. Meanwhile, Matt notices something odd in the wall. He rips off the wallpaper and finds a large door that needs a key. Matt starts searching for the key and finds it in the junk he threw outside. He puts the key in the keyhole and opens the door. Nadia joins him. They see a dark black room inside. As soon as they both step into the room, the lights outside suddenly start flickering. Seeing this, they both feel something is wrong. Matt says they should call an electrician to fix the problem and leaves. Nadia is left alone near the room. She wonders if she should go into the room or not, but she feels a strange sense of fear and follows Matt. The night passes. The next day, Nadia calls an electrician. After a while, an electrician arrives to fix the flickering lights. While checking the house's wiring, he goes down to the basement and is stunned by what he sees. The entire basement is filled with electrical wires. There isn't a single corner without them. The wiring looks ancient, and the electrician says he's never seen anything like it. Anyway, the electrician somehow gets the lights working and starts to leave. As he's going, he asks Matt, "Why did you buy this house? The previous owner was murdered right here, and no one has been willing to live here since." Hearing this, Matt gets very scared and starts researching the house. Online, Matt finds an old news article about the Thompson family, who were a couple. The article said the couple living in this house was killed by their own son, named John. During the investigation, John told the police, "The house made me do it." Matt thinks this is just a crazy story, and after hours of research, he gets tired. He hides from his wife and starts drinking alcohol in that dark room. There were only a couple of sips left in the bottle, which he finishes. He thinks to himself, "I wish I had another bottle." Suddenly, the lights flicker, go out for a moment, and when they come back on, a new bottle of alcohol is sitting in front of him. His eyes go wide. When he touches the bottle, he realizes it's real. This room can grant any wish. The next morning, Nadia wakes up and sees Matt isn't there. She goes looking for him in the room. She finds the entire room filled with valuable paintings and new things, and Matt is ecstatic. Matt tells Nadia that this room has the power to grant any wish. He tells her, "Whatever you want, just ask for it with all your heart and it will appear before you." Nadia thinks Matt is joking and laughs at him. But Matt insists, "Just try it once." Nadia says, "Okay, fine. I need a job right now, so I'll ask for that." Matt explains that the room can't give her a job. She has to ask for a thing. So, Nadia closes her eyes and wishes for $1,000. In the blink of an eye, $1,000 appears. But Nadia still isn't fully convinced, so she wishes for $1,000,000. Just like before, they get $1,000,000. Now, Nadia is also convinced that this isn't a normal room, but a room that fulfills every desire. And just like that, they start asking the room for one expensive thing after another. They get expensive wines, designer clothes, diamonds, gold, all kinds of food, and piles of cash. They become millionaires overnight and start living happily. That night, Nadia asks Matt how the room is granting all their wishes. But Matt says, "We shouldn't even think about it. We just need to enjoy it." For the next several days, they lived their lives like billionaires. Every time they had a wish, the lights would flicker and their desire would be instantly fulfilled in that basement room. They dance, party, and have a great time. But this glamorous life was only temporary, and their bad days were about to begin. Although the room could give them anything, there was one thing they both desperately wanted, and the room could give it to them. But they weren't ready to ask the room for it. That thing was a child. One day, Matt gifts Nadia a baby's cradle, hinting that they should try for a baby. Matt tries to convince her, but Nadia isn't ready because she's already had 2 miscarriages. Nadia gets upset. After thinking for a long time, she goes into the room and wishes for a baby, and she gets one. When Matt comes and sees Nadia with the baby, he gets furious. He scolds her, saying she shouldn't have wished for a baby without his permission. They argue for a long time. Nadia says she took this shortcut to avoid the pain of another miscarriage or labor. She says they will be very happy with this child, but Matt isn't ready to accept it. He tells Nadia to go back to the room and wish for the baby to be taken away. Reluctantly, Nadia goes into the room and tries to make the baby disappear, but she can't do it. She hands the baby to Matt. Now, holding the baby, Matt also gets emotional and can't bring himself to wish it away. He gives the baby back to Nadia. They decide to raise the child, and just like that, they become parents. Nadia was happy with the baby, but Matt felt no connection to him. Matt wanted to learn more about the room, so he starts his research again. he finds out that the boy who killed the owners, his parents, is still alive and living in a mental hospital. After learning this, Matt takes some cash from the pile of wished-for money and goes to meet John. At the hospital, the nurse asks Matt, "Are you a reporter?" No family member has come to see John in 45 years. Hearing this, Matt lies and says yes, he's a reporter. A short while later, John appears. He's an old man now. John sits at the table behind Matt and says, "I was waiting for you." This spooks Matt, and he directly asks John, "What do you know about this room, and why did you kill your parents?" John replies, "I didn't kill my parents. The room made me do it." Then John smiles and says, "I know you're having fun right now. Good food, expensive clothes, enjoying life. But soon, you'll have to pay the price." John tells Matt, "Leave that house as soon as you can." Matt doesn't think John is mentally stable, so he leaves him there and heads home. On the way, he stops at a gas station to get gas. After filling up, when Matt reaches into his pocket to pay the attendant, only ash comes out. He gets worried, pays the attendant from his other pocket, and rushes home. He keeps thinking about how he'd put a pile of cash in his pocket, so where did it suddenly go? To confirm his suspicion, he takes some of the money he wished for from the room and throws it out the window. Instantly, the money vanishes. Next, Matt takes a painting he wished for and places it halfway inside the house and halfway outside. After a moment, the part outside the house turns to ash, while the part inside remains perfectly fine. Seeing this, Matt understands they can't take anything from the room outside the house or it will turn to ash. Matt starts breaking down the room's wall to find out what's hidden inside, but there's nothing but tangled wires. Wires everywhere. The noise of the demolition brings Nadia to him. Nadia, holding the baby, starts to go outside, but Matt stops her, saying it's not safe to take the baby out. He can't tell her the real reason, but he knows that anything wished for from the room will be destroyed if it leaves the house. Despite Matt's warning, Nadia takes the baby outside. As soon as she does, the baby starts crying loudly and its color begins to change. Seeing this, Nadia screams. Hearing her, Matt runs out, grabs them both, and brings them inside. And now we see the small baby is no longer a baby. In just a few seconds, he has aged into an 8-year-old boy. Here, Matt tells Nadia the whole truth. The room can grant their every wish, but they can't take its gifts outside the house, or the object will age rapidly and turn to ash. Nadia is heartbroken. They both decide to keep the child inside the house and never let him go out, otherwise he will die. The days pass. Nadia teaches the boy everything inside the house. She considers him her son and names him Shane. Shane was very different from other children. He didn't listen to anyone and nothing seemed to affect him. His behavior wasn't childlike at all. During meals, he would eat ice. But despite all this, Nadia loved Shane very much. Nadia explains to Shane that he can't go outside because there are dangerous people who will kill him. Hearing this, Shane becomes very sad and watches the outside world from the windows and doors. Whenever Nadia left or entered the house, she would lock the door so Shane couldn't get out. One day, Shane is playing with a snow globe when Matt comes in. Since Matt has no affection for Shane, he scolds him, telling him not to play there. Scared, Shane drops the snow globe and it shatters. Shane is deeply hurt by Matt's behavior. At night, Shane goes to their room and secretly listens to Matt and Nadia talking. They are talking about the room. Hearing this, Shane becomes suspicious that there's something in that room he doesn't know about. He wonders why they won't let him go outside and tell him to stay away from the room. So, Shane grabs a flashlight and starts investigating the house. He makes his way to the basement filled with tangled wires. Passing through them, he finally reaches the room, and there he learns the whole secret. All night, the lights in the house keep flickering, but Matt and Nadia are asleep and don't notice anything. The next morning, when Matt wakes up, he sees a new snow globe next to him, with the broken one a short distance away. He's disturbed, wondering who made this new globe. He goes straight to Nadia, wakes her up, and asks, "Did you wish for this globe from the room?" Nadia says, "No, I didn't wish for a globe." Just then, the lights flicker, and he realizes Shane did it. They both run towards the room and are stunned by what they see. Since Shane wasn't allowed to go outside, he held the desire to go out in his heart and wished for a huge outdoor area for himself, complete with an open sky and a large forest. And Shane was happily playing there. Nadia is happy to see the world her son created and starts playing with him. But Matt is not happy with what Shane did. He's afraid Shane might wish for a gun or something dangerous that could put their lives at risk. He grabs Shane's hand and drags him back inside. Matt takes the key to the room and forbids Shane from going in. But Nadia stops him. She says, "We already don't let him go outside. The poor kid made his own outdoor space. We shouldn't stop him from going there. His life isn't in danger there." Matt doesn't listen to Nadia and says, "Shane is just a kid. I'm afraid he might accidentally wish for something that puts us both in danger." Just then, the phone rings and Shane picks it up without permission. But Matt quickly snatches the phone from him. On the other end of the call is John, who heard Shane's voice and realized Matt had wished for a child from the room. Now, Matt doesn't hide anything and asks, "How do we get rid of this child?" In the kitchen, Nadia secretly listens to their entire conversation on the other phone. John tells him the truth. "I was also wished for from that room." He explains, "I killed my parents because I wanted to see the outside world. But when I stepped outside, I started to age. When I asked the room, it told me that if I want to leave this house, I have to kill the person who wished for me. That's why I killed the woman who wished for me, and her husband along with her. That's why I'm in prison today." John tells Matt, "My story and Shane's story are the same. If you want to save Shane and let him see the outside world, you have to kill the person who wished for him. If you wished for Shane, you have to sacrifice yourself, and if your wife wished for him, then you have to kill her." And Nadia was hearing all of this on the other phone. Hearing all this, Nadia is devastated. She gets in the car and leaves the house, which makes Matt worry about her. Nadia thinks about killing herself to give Shane a life, but she can't do it. Meanwhile, Matt sits down to have dinner with Shane. Shane asks Matt where his mom went and asks him several other questions, which frustrates Matt, and he tells Shane that he isn't their real son and has no parents. In his anger, he even throws Shane out of the room. When Nadia returns, she sees them sleeping together and feels good. A little later, Matt wakes up and sees Nadia is back. He tells her, "I was so worried about you, and I'm sorry I yelled at Shane and fought with you." While talking, they get close to each other. As they are being intimate in the room, Shane secretly watches them through the door. He feels an attraction towards Nadia. Now, he also wants to do these things, so he waits for them to fall asleep. When they are in a deep sleep, Shane quietly comes and steals the front door key from Matt's pocket. The next morning, Matt and Nadia see the front door open and realize Shane has gone outside. They are afraid he might be dead. But just then, they see Shane in a different part of the house and are shocked, because Shane was now a young, strong man. He points a gun at his parents and threatens them. Nadia tries to reason with him. In the middle of this, Matt attacks Shane and a fight breaks out. During their fight, Nadia is pushed, falls, and is knocked unconscious. A little later, Matt wakes her up, telling her that Shane was accidentally shot and died. Hearing this, Nadia starts crying. Matt comforts her and brings her back into the house. And here comes the biggest twist in the story. The Matt who just carried Nadia inside isn't Matt, it's Shane. In the other room where the fight happened, the real Matt regains consciousness and searches the whole house for his wife. He sees the lights flickering again and goes to the room, but Nadia isn't there either. Nadia has no idea that the man with her isn't Matt, but Shane. However, Nadia also notices some changes in Matt, and soon his habit of eating ice makes Nadia realize he isn't Matt, but Shane, who used the room to wish himself into Matt's form. On the other side, the real Matt understands he is trapped alone in this house. Shane has used a wish to shift his wife from this house to another one. Now, to get out of this house, he uses all his strength to break down the wall. He finally gets through all the wires and reaches the room, which is now a forest with tall trees. There, Matt discovers that Shane had used the room to make this place huge, and he had even created a duplicate of their house. He also understood that Shane had taken his form to kidnap Nadia, keep her in this duplicate house, and be intimate with her. As soon as this thought hits him, Matt runs through the forest to get his wife back and finally reaches the duplicate house where Shane is trying to force himself on Nadia. Seeing Matt come in, Shane gets ready to fight again. Now, Nadia can't tell which one is the real Matt because they look exactly the same. They both tell Nadia, "Come with me." Nadia acts smartly and says Shane's name. As soon as she says it, Shane looks at her and Nadia realizes it's him. She pushes Shane and he falls to the ground. As soon as he hits the floor, he reverts to his real form. Meanwhile, Matt and Nadia try to get out of the room but can't, because Shane had wished for them to be trapped in this house. After trying everything, when they still can't get out, Matt stops and thinks of a way to escape. Here, Matt cleverly makes a wish. May new versions of us remain in this house and our real selves go outside. Suddenly, Shane appears, stabs Matt with a knife, and kills him. After this, he tries to convince Nadia, "Forget Matt and stay with me." But during this, he realizes these are, in fact, clones of Matt and Nadia. The real Matt and Nadia are running out of the room towards the forest. Seeing this, Shane gets furious and runs after them. They both reach the real house. When Shane also reaches the real house, he runs and attacks Matt. But here, Matt acts wisely, grabs Shane tightly, and pulls him outside the house. Shane, seeing his life in danger, runs back towards the door, but Nadia slams it shut just before he can get in. Now Shane tries to manipulate Nadia. He says, "Please, Mom, open the door for me." But Nadia now understands. Crying, she watches Shane grow old. Slowly, his body begins to decay, and finally, he turns to ash. Nadia goes to him, picks up the ashes, and cries because she truly considered him her son. After this, Matt comes to Nadia, and they hug each other. The scene shifts, and we are shown a scene from a few months later. Matt and Nadia have settled into a small house and are living peacefully. But after a few days, Nadia nervously takes a pregnancy test, and the report is positive, meaning they are now going to have their own baby. And with that, the story ends. If you like this video, please subscribe to our channel and like the video.